Today we can officially announce that New Zealand Steel has cracked the code. Through the fierce determination of Sir Wolf Fisher, New Zealand is the first country in the world to have made steel from sand.
New Zealand Steel is built on a remarkable story of groundbreaking innovation, a legacy of true grit and sheer determination. Pioneers of a unique steel manufacturing process that laid the foundation for an entire industry. Sir Wolf Fisher saw resources too rich to ignore and set out to produce commercial quantities of steel for New Zealand's growing domestic requirements and to export.
Stopped the grinding, they stopped the green balling and just fed the iron sand and the coal straight into the kiln, and we've never looked back ever since.
It begins here at Waikato North Head, where the iron-rich sand is collected by using a low-impact bucket wheel. Before it is transported via conveyor belt to the concentration plant. These practices are a more sustainable alternative to traditional, higher impact mining methods. Of the water we use every day, 98% of it is recycled.
I think New Zealand Steel's efforts to really work on sustainability is really important for the future.
Of the sand that is mined, a small percentage is extracted, and the remainder is returned and contoured to match the natural environment before being replanted with grass and pines. These are a few of the many initiatives undertaken by New Zealand Steel on its journey to be a more environmentally, economically and socially sustainable business.
After the multi-hearth started, in the first time it was turned on inline, people weren't sure that it was going to work in a big scale and so on, and the fact that it did was quite amazing. I was actually crying. I was so happy, you know.
To extract the iron from the mined sand, it is first washed through a rotating drum. Next, it's passed across a bank of magnetic separators. The iron sand, being magnetic, sticks to the drum. As the sand and water mixture is passed through the spirals, the heavy iron sand is drawn to the centre of the spiral, while the other lighter grains are forced to the outside. The process is repeated until a specific concentration of iron is achieved. The iron sand is then mixed with water and pumped 18 kilometres to our Glenbrook site via our underground slurry pipeline. Once at Glenbrook, the process to convert the iron sand to steel and ultimately steel products can begin.
There's quite a number of procedures in place for everything we do, actually. That's what it's about, sending guys home safe.
The steel making process requires precise chemistry and extreme temperatures. It starts with our multi-hearth furnaces that then feed the rotary kilns.
I've always been fascinated with what Dad's doing. Yeah, I've always wanted to go in there and see what it's like. I've been in here and I've given it a go and I'm enjoying it.
Here, the iron sand and char are heated for 8 hours before passing into 2 electric furnaces to be smelted into molten iron. During the process, nothing is wasted. The heat and energy is recycled to produce 60% of our on-site electricity. Co-products such as slag are recycled and used in a range of applications, such as road surfacing. The steel-making process requires precise chemistry and extreme temperatures. We first recover vanadium for export, then add steel scrap, alloys, and blow through oxygen to convert the iron into high-quality steel, ready for casting. At our fully integrated steel mill, molten steel is fed into the casting machine to produce slab or billet, which then go on to create many products. Including our very own colour steel. In the early days, it was all about corrugated iron, a true classic, which Kiwis couldn't get enough of. Then colour steel, New Zealand Steel's signature product, inspired by and designed for our unique conditions, and now part of an emerging architecture movement. And Steltec, whose strong structural beams form the backbone of many of our larger structures, along with Axis steel framing, raising the standard of New Zealand's house framing market. The commitment of New Zealand Steel is clear in its products, with our people touching every part of the process. while keeping the focus clearly on sustainability.
We run a beach clean-up that brings a whole lot of people together, not just New Zealand Steel employees, which is a really positive thing.
The contribution of the steel mill has enabled kids to go through education at our primary schools, our secondary schools. It's enabled families to grow and contribute to the community of Waiuku.
Most of our children have their parents, families, brothers working out here. That's bringing stability to their homes. And that makes the community so much richer.
New Zealand Steel continues to supply our nation with a vital national capability, supporting over 4,000 jobs and contributing hundreds of millions to our economy each year. Remaining innovative and continuing to forge the standard for a stronger New Zealand.